So it's with my great pleasure that Mark Emanatian has stopped by, play some solo tunes. I heard a little bit in the warm-up there. Was that an original?
Yes, it's called Waterbury Waltz, about my hometown.
Well, I hope you're playing that one here today, because, man, I really dig that song, man.
Good.
I think you're going to dig it too. So you mentioned that you don't play solo a lot.
Yes.
Because you're a man that's in how many bands?
Well, so these days I'm just in two. Soul Sky, which is my bluesy rock and roll band with Jeremy Walls, Jeff Prescott, and Tom Dolan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm in Killer Chandra with Tom Dolan, Chris Gill, and Eileen Marklin, which is called a Celtic jam band, whatever that is.
Well,
but we're doing a lot of original material in both of those bands.
Nice.
And, I'm not going to join a tribute band or a cover band anytime too soon.
Now, did both of your bands win Listen Up Awards?
Yes, we did.
I thought so.
Yep, we did.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So the award-winning Mark Emanatian has made it to our lobby. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
So we'll just roll some music. We'll talk a little bit more, and feel free to intro or say whatever you like at any point in time.
So seeing how you mentioned Waterbury Waltz, I'll play it again. Waterbury was is my hometown, and at one point it had a lot of really good factory jobs. They weren't fun, but you could raise a family on them. They had a lot of really good working class bars, and then they had a lot of churches. So you could get your paycheck, spend it at the bar, go to church, confess the sins that you committed when you were spending your paycheck at those bars. And then in the 70s and 80s, one by one, those factories closed down, and one by one, the good bars closed down. There's still a couple left. And one by one, the churches closed down. And the worst was when they tore St. Patrick's down and put up a supermarket. But every Sunday morning, two of my brothers go in and kneel down in front of the deli counter and say a few prayers. This is called the Waterbury Waltz. Well, the bells don't ring by the river. The bells don't ring in the town. The bells don't ring the old church tower. They're tearing St. Patrick's down. There's no lights on at the factory. No lights on at the mill. No lights on in the big house. It sits up on the hill. And I wasn't born with money. I wasn't born with brains. Don't take no genius, honey. See it all going down the drain. There's a bar room down on the corner, open at 8 a.m. The old men are there to warn you. Sonny, you're just like them. So have a drink with our old buddies. Have a shot for all those friends. 4 a.m. come early. It's closing time again. And I wasn't born with money. I wasn't born with brains. Don't take no genius, honey. See it all going down the drain. Dee-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. 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 And I wasn't born with money. I wasn't born with brains. Don't take no genius, honey. See it all going down the drain. Well, I lost my job and my money. I lost my car and my phone. lost my foreclosed memories when I owned a home. It's all water under the bridge now. That's what the old folks say. You can't take it with you on your judgment day. And I wasn't born with money, I wasn't born with brains. Don't take no genius, honey. See it all going down the drain. All going down the drain. All going down the drain. All right. Thank you very much.
First of all, you need to play some more solo gigs, because I'm really digging that.
Good.
But I'm very much into lyrics, and now that one hits, man. You really feel the emotion in that. Secondly, it was St. Patrick's Church.
Yes.
That broke my heart, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not about, religion or anything like that, but I do appreciate the architecture. And that was like the tallest building in Waterville Leap. You saw it up on the hill every time you're driving down 787, and when it was gone,
So, I'll tell you something. Like, great-grandparents of, like, everyone in Waterville Leap got out of work after working in those factories and built that church as volunteers.
No kidding.
Building that church. Wow. And for them to just take it down and cavalierly put up something that they already had, down a couple blocks away.
They could have just utilized that space. Yeah,
they could have just utilized that space.
No, that hurt me.
Yeah, I agree with you. And, if it just happened in Waterville Leap, but it happened all over the country.
Sure.
Those factories, all that stuff, happened all over the country. So
that it did. Well, that was cool. What are we going to hear next?
That's a good question.
Let's find out.
Yeah. So I'm going to tune down a little bit. When COVID happened, well, let me step back a little bit. I had a retirement plan that I would be in blues bands and in Irish bands, and that kind of music, you could be old, fat, and sit down and play it. And I thought, when I retire, I'll just do a lot of those gigs. And so we had a whole bunch of them set up in the month of March in 2020. And we lost all of them. And we lost a whole bunch of them in the rest of that year, too. I realized that wasn't the best retirement plan. My wife, who's long-suffering, and I've been with Elizabeth for 25 years, she was really happy to see me home at Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Thursdays, and not playing for a short period of time. And after we'd watched every rerun of Blue Bloods and Home and Garden TV, she said, could you go out and play somewhere? And luckily, the wonderful Ale House and McGeary's and Rustic Barn put tents up outside, and we were happy to just go and play guitars in front of anybody. So I'm a writer. I've been writing songs since I was 14. I wrote a few songs, 3 that sort of fit together. I'm going to do one of them. I have no idea where it came from, but it goes like this. Jesus always wore a watch. He wore it on his wrist. He said, if you don't know the time, how do you know that you exist? If you don't know the day, and you don't know the year, how do you know that you're alive? Are you really here? Are you here? Are you here? The streets are on fire. Down in New Orleans, I'm out here on this wire, trying to get clean in the memory of time, in the time of memory. I'll hold on to you if you hold on to me, on to me, on to me. And I wish I was the light that could be your light. I wish I was the fight that could win your fight. I wish I could take your pain, take it all on me. I wish I was the love that'd set you free. Set you free. Jesus went away. He moved to a different town. He was waiting for the wave that'd bring him down in the kingdom of sand, on the blood-red sea. Jesus cries out loud, will we ever get free? Get free, get free. And I wish I was the light that could be your light. I wish I was the fight that could win your fight. I wish I could take your pain, take it all on me. I wish I was the love that'd set you free. Set you free. Set you free.
Really dig it, man. I do. But of course, I got to thinking, what kind of watch would Jesus have? It wouldn't be a Rolex.
Is that my phone ringing?
If that's what your phone sounds like, then yeah.
Wow. All right, well, we'll just let it ring. Somebody's got to hang up soon.
But yeah, I'm thinking like the
I don't know what Jesus would wear.
like the Holy Grail, right? And Indiana Jones, I think, proved that everyone's looking for this big gold, diamond, encrusted Holy Grail, but it just so happened to be the cup, just a little cup.
Right.
I think that's the kind of watch Jesus would wear, like a Timex or something. You don't need a Rolex.
Yeah. And now, he probably wouldn't even be wearing a watch.
No, because he had a phone in his pocket.
Yes,
like the rest of
or
us.
in his guitar case.
Jesus does have a Facebook page, by the way. Check it out. Facebook.com/Jesus Christ.
You have a Facebook page too, the RadioRadioX and all that stuff. Good.
Now, are you inclined with the internet and all that kind of thing?
So I was very reluctant. Cell phones, internet, all that thing. Being born in 1957, which is about 8 decades ago or something. Yeah, we have Soul Sky's got a Facebook page. Killer Chandra's got a very busy Facebook page because they have busy administrators and Soul Sky's not so much. And then I got a Facebook page.
Okay.
And I do a lot of charity work. I post those things like food giveaways, where I'm playing, occasionally a grandchild's picture. I don't argue politics on it.
No, it's fun to sit back and watch everybody else do it, but yeah, stay out of it.
Yes. No one's winning on that one.
Social media arguments will get you nowhere. You'll lose friends.
Right.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, and I'm sure you remember this too. At least like in my family growing up, like voting was like a thing where you didn't even tell your husband or wife.
Sure.
Like my grandparents wouldn't talk about it.
Sure.
My parents wouldn't talk about it.
Right.
You know, it was like hush hush. And
the amazing thing to me is more people are voting on Facebook in elections than are actually voting in elections.
100%.
Because nobody's voting in elections.
No.
As we'll see today when there's a low voter turnout for whatever primaries are happening. I don't know. I just think a lot of it's Tweedledee, Tweedledum.
Absolutely is. But if you're from Troy and you're dead, you can still get your votes in.
Yes. Often. Vote often, vote early.
That's right. So we got one more from you.
Sure. So I do have fast songs occasionally and rock and roll songs. But these are songs I think more fit what I'm doing. So this is called Rain. It's a song for my wife. You can lay down on the ocean, rise up in the air, slave to your emotions till you almost disappear. Then you rain, baby, you rain, you rain. You go down to see the preacher, try to save your soul. She gives you absolution. You say rosaries row by row. Then you rain, then you rain, you rain. I've been looking for the candle in your window every time I roll past your house. I've been stumbling in the dark so long, I feel your flames gone out. Maybe we're just two old soldiers fighting a war we can't win, like some sacred cause lost before it begins. But it begins to rain, to rain. You go down to see the gypsy, try to find your home. You light the candle, but you still can't roll that stone. Then you rain, you rain, then you rain, you rain. Down along the coastline, there's a town I used to know. Close my eyes and remember the times we used to go. Walk along the beaches, me holding your hand. We take our little fingers, trace our hearts in the sand, in the sand. As it rains, They say you're living out in the mountains on the northern sea. They say you go out every morning and search the horizon for me. Then you rain, you rain, then you rain, you rain, you rain, 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 you rain, you rain, you rain, you rain, you rain, you rain.
Mrs. Elizabeth Emanatian is a lucky woman.
Yeah, yeah.
So you wrote a beautiful song now for her.
Yes, yeah, a complicated adult love song. You've been around for a long time. It's not a Hallmark love song.
Yeah, but it's still beautiful. It's still very heartfelt. And I don't know, I mean, as a songwriter myself, I found it very hard to write those kind of songs. Like my wife would always ask, when are you going to write a song for me? You wrote one for your ex-girlfriend. I'm like, did you listen to the lyrics? Because it wasn't happy.
Right.
And, but I ended up writing a song for my wife. She didn't know for a long time it was about her until someone in the crowd at a show once said, that's about you. And then I was in trouble. Because I mean, so you're spitting out these beautiful lyrics, and I remember the opening part to my song was, you always overreact, you're bitching, these eggshells I crack like landmines in my kitchen, you know?
It's good lines, though.
Well, good lines, but yeah, I wish you didn't find out. So now that gives me some inspiration
Good.
to write a nice love song.
I think they're like sometimes the hardest things to write because it just comes out like, you know, I love you, skies are blue kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And the easiest ones to write are like, you broke up with me, wow, 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 which I don't want to hear either.
But you could write those immediately because you feel it.
Yes, yeah. Especially if you're the dumped one. You know?
That's what I mean, yeah.
I got a few out of the being dumped in my first marriage, but anyway, I don't play them that often any longer because what's the point, you know?
Yeah, no point at all.
I talk to young songwriters every once in a while, and I say, you know, listen to John Prine's first album. He wasn't an old woman named after his mother, but he wrote that song.
Right.
You know, Hello in There, Sam Stone, those songs, and none of them are like, I love you, you love me, like, you broke my heart things. They're all about, like, human experiences, and they've taken the test of time is there, so.
That's what it's all about. Especially these young artists need to stand the test of time because, well, I know what's being played on modern pop hit radio, man. They stand the test of 3 months.
Yeah. So I don't listen to it too much. I have that, I bought a 2016, you know, car. And I said, where's that CD player? And they said, oh, that we got rid of them in 2014. I said, how much you get a CD player? It goes, $800. I go, I don't like music that much.
Right?
They go, well, you get 6 months free Sirius XM. So I had that for a while, and I kept it. And then I was listening to something, and they said, you know, this month, April, I think it was, Taylor Swift's got her own channel. And I realized I had never heard a Taylor Swift song. And there seems to be like a big hullabaloo about that she's popular.
She's the most popular.
So I listened to it. I don't know, man.
Didn't do anything for me.
Well, I like the idea of haters gonna hate. But I had a different rhyme with hate. And then it's like, you know, we're not gonna go there because I know this is like, you know, I don't know what this is.
Rated R.
So masters are gonna.
Oh, I like it. And yes, they are. And everyone does it. Don't be ashamed.
Yes, yeah. Including Taylor.
Of course. I know I would if I was her. Art Fredette, by the way, the boss man's a big Swiftie. He's all about Taylor Swift.
I've heard that. Someone told me the other day a joke about Jewel. I don't know much about Jewel. She had that one song.
What was it? Who will save your soul? That one?
It could maybe.
I think that was her.
And they called her Trailer Swift.
Ooh. She did get her teeth fixed, though. I liked her better before, though.
Hey,
She's more real.
She's dating Clint Eastwood.
What?
Not Clint Eastwood. Kevin Costner.
Oh, okay. Same idea, really? Damn. Go Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin. He's a singer-songwriter, too.
Yeah, that's right. I heard that. He wasn't half bad.
That's
He's no
true.
Bacon Brothers or anything.
No. But they're named after, like, a pork product, so...
Exactly.
Which leads us to the other band they play in, the Lawn Sausages.
The Lawn Sausages.
But I don't do any of their songs solo.
No, that would be odd.
No, that would be.
I could only see Art and Jimmy doing that.
Well, so back in the day, there was a tribute to the Lawn Sausages show at, I'm going to say Bogies.
Mm-hmm.
And Ernie Williams and the Wildcats
Oh, no way.
did one of them, Being White Trash Ain't What It Used to Be.
Oh, good one.
And we had Ernie singing it.
That's awesome. Ernie, man. What a guy.
Ernie did the Blotto tribute show too,
Mm-hmm.
where we played You Can't Fire Me, I Quit.
Yeah.
And we did it as a 12-bar. And I was told that the Blotto guys liked it. Of course, they didn't speak to us because they were rock stars and we were, a blues band.
But still, that's cool. I mean, but Ernie Williams, greatly missed.
Yeah.
Ernie Williams,
I played with him 11 years.
what's one of my favorites? I love that one. Do you remember? Yeah, whatever song that is. The one about remembering.
I remember.
I remember. That makes sense. I love that freaking song. So, yeah, I remember last time I saw Ernie Williams, he was riding like a Harley.
Wow.
And there was like so many rumors, like people said he was older than he actually was.
Yeah.
Everybody said he had 21 kids.
Well, he had 23 children
23 children.
by 17 different mothers.
Damn.
And he was either 75, 76, or 84 when he died.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But he was born on a farm with no birth certificate at a time when there wasn't any like that for rural, Virginia, Piedmont border, North Carolina. And he was the youngest of 19 children. His mother had 2 sets of 4 and 4 sets of 2.
Holy moly.
And so she was, his father died when he was, I think, 6, and his mother 8. And he had an interesting, complicated life.
Sure.
I'll tell you one thing. Anybody asked Ernie to do something, things that he didn't quite, he said, you need somebody's house burned down or they were sick, he'd help. Bigger things like food pantries, regional food bank. He did all those things way back in the day, and things that he didn't quite understand, like during the AIDS crisis, that was in a big way. He did a couple for the AIDS Council to raise money for people. Didn't quite understand it, the lifestyle or anything like that, but he was open to, he saw people suffering, and he wanted to help. And so that was a really good thing about him. And he'd also do little things like mow somebody's lawn, or if he had extra fish, bring it to some.
That's cool.
He loved fishing. He would bring fish to some person, like an elderly woman's house or something. That's probably why I had so many children, but that's
right.
another story.
Well, last time I seen him, he was like either 74, 76, or 83 or something like that.
Right.
But yeah, he's driving this big, heavy Harley and stuff. He gets off. He shakes my hand. And whatever age he was, an older man, he had that real firm, like, break your hand kind
He
of
had farm muscles.
Yeah,
he wasn't lifting weights in like gold, in a gym. He had farm muscle, man. Yeah, he had guns, and there was points where him and I would get into, because 11 years in a van is a long time, and bands are like, peculiar institutions. Occasionally they're not a whole bunch of fun. And, his fist was as big as my head, which is just like, I got a big head. So, you wouldn't want to mess with him.
Yeah.
And he had, when McGeary's was called the Windjammer.
I don't remember that.
Some guy who thought Ernie was cheating with the guy's wife, shot him in the chest with a pistol.
What?
Yep, and he had a big wound on his chest, a big exit wound on his back. He got shot by his first wife with a shotgun, pellets, and he had wounds from his knees to his ankles on both legs. He cut himself with a chainsaw and had 168 stitches in his leg. He had a huge scar on his right hand from a straight razor blade. He broke his neck in a motorcycle accident.
So that line in the song, been cut by a razor.
Oh yeah.
Been shot by a gun.
Yeah, those are true.
I'm still standing.
When the fighting was done, yeah. Yeah,
wow.
That's all true, yeah.
No kidding.
So he would tell stories, and him and I would sit down and like, how do you get this into, I know a lot of women's. I loved everyone. Tried to make them happy before I was done. I loved their kisses. I loved their touch. They wanted me to marry them. I didn't love them that much.
Somebody needs to write a biography if it hasn't been done yet.
Well, it hasn't been. Rocky Petrocelli is drummer forever, and I've talked about it. And Rocky took notes after every gig and was with him for years, even after I was with him for another 10 years. It would be like a historical novel, though, because you don't know what's where the fact and fiction merge into. Like,
exactly. Well, we heard a little bit of that right here. That was fun reminiscing about Ernie, man.
Yeah, I miss him.
Definitely.
I miss him. There's I'd like to have sometime a conversation or a concert or something. We've lost so many.
Yeah.
Buck Malin, Tom Healy.
Yep.
We just, we're doing the benefit for Frankie Daly July 14th for the scholarship fund, but so many that we've lost, and the music that those folks played, a lot of people ain't playing them, and when that's gone, I don't think it's coming back.
Right.
And that'd be unfortunate. And I hear like there's some new young blues nationally, like blues people. Sounds like retreaded Stevie Ray to me mostly, and.
Sure.
I like the guy. Is his name Guy Clark? Gary Clark Jr. Yep. I like that. And, but I don't hear a whole bunch that I'm like going, wow, that's the real thing. You know.
Tom Healy, you mentioned too. Shout out to Tom Healy up there. He was my social studies teacher at Albany High.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. My mother called me and at work. She's not with us any longer either, and said. And she never called me to work unless it was an emergency or something was bad. And she said, Tommy's gone. And I said, I've known him since I was 8. She goes, you were 7. And first time I played at Cafe Lena, he borrowed his father's car. He was 16, I was probably 15. We went up and did the open mics, and great songwriter. We wrote, that's not coming back again either,
Right.
And a lust for life he had.
Absolutely.
He enjoyed life. So did Ernie.
Yeah. Cool, man. It was good to reflect on those guys, and
Josh Bloomfield, a bunch of them.
you'll find their music online. It does exist, so give it a listen, keep it going. That keeps the spirit alive.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
Awesome,
Thanks
man.
for
I really
keeping this
enjoyed it.
music alive.
Anytime.
Appreciate it.